What's going on, bro? I'm back again, and today I'm going to speak about topics from the heart. Probably some things that are going to rub you the wrong way, probably some things that are like the harsh realities, but just look at it as advice from an older brother, someone who's been doing this for probably a bit longer than you, and maybe is a few steps ahead in his journey. So I came across a saying, I was watching a video, and it said something like, if you want to have $1 million business, why are you doing $10 tasks? And that get me thinking of how I can apply that to trading, because the idea of that premise was people get caught up in the day-to-day tasks and they end up working in the business doing the remedial tasks as opposed to on the business. So then in that video I talked about how you should ascend as an entrepreneur, where you start off with a business, and then as you scale you'll have too many things to do for your time, so you have to free up your time. That's the purpose of employees. It's leverage. I'll speak about that in a second, because output is time times leverage. So if I have just my time, my output is capped at my time. If I have my time and the time of 10 other people that I pay them for, then I have 10 times the output. So it did get me thinking, okay, how do you replace? And a hierarchy of employment looks something like, first of all, get rid of admin tasks, replying to emails, all of that stuff. Then it gets to somebody that can, and that's usually cheaper to replace. And then as you work your way up, then you work with the marketing, then sales, then you have somebody that can be a C-suite, CEO, CFO, director, and all of that. And as you ascend, you free up your time to take up more relevant tasks, ROI generating tasks that only you can do, and then everything else should be offloaded. So let's pause for a second. That's going to be one thing I'm establishing today. Another thing that I want to establish is the saying of everybody wants to be rich quick. And I know we're not supposed to think like that, a get rich quick scheme. Obviously that is all out of our head by now. But we can't help but skip the notion of I do want to get rich quicker. Okay? So not a get rich quick scheme, but what is our fastest way? What is our best way? And so we get caught up in these shortcuts. We're not looking for a scheme now. We know there's no holy grail. We know it relies on hard work, but we try to be efficient. We try to find these shortcuts. And what we end up doing is looking from strategy to strategy, from idea to idea, from mentor to mentor, YouTube channel to YouTube channel, in hopes of finding the right information. And look, I get it. It's from a good place as well. You're always looking for better information and looking for answers and researching and studying, and it's good. It's good. But one thing not to forget is there is no shortcut. And what I mean is the slow route, the slow way is what? The slow route is gradual progress. Day in, day out, showing up, being consistent, having those marginal gains, compounding over time. But that consistency and sacrifice, slowly growing, that might take months and months and years. We know that's the slow way. But slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Basically meaning that fast way you want to make money, the shortcut, the fast track is the slow way. Because if you try and take these shortcuts now, you don't realize, and we are kind of blinded to it, of the time we lose and the opportunities we waste by bouncing from one place to another. Or let's say you go from funded account to funded account, keep blowing challenges. You think, I'm learning, I'm practicing, but you're wasting time. There's a roadmap we should follow. And that's what I want to speak about. The first idea of, if you want to be $1 million trader, why are you doing $10 tasks? One thing. Excuse me. And then another thing is, what is our fastest route? Not a fast track, not a get rich quick scheme, but what is our optimal route? Meaning you have to know where you are in life, which we are all different, and you have to know your vehicle, meaning your objective. And I might be in a different stage to you, maybe not, but you have to know where you are. So let's speak about it from the beginning. Now, if you remember the video I made not too long ago, where I said if I had to start all over again, and I needed to make 10K a month, how would I begin? And that video did really well. I think it crossed 100,000 views. And in that video, I spoke about, if you have nothing to your name and you need to get to 10K a month, what is your best route? And it wasn't trading. I didn't recommend it. The reason being, trading has a high learning curve, which a lot of things do, but it also requires a high level of skill. And that level of skill requires time, whereas the learning curve in, for example, doing sales is a high income generating skill, where you deploy your time. Once you've learned the base skill set, you deploy your time and you get paid on performance and commission. That is an easy way to get a high income skill to generate revenue whilst you are learning. For example, and I gave other options, for example, B2B service delivery, learn how to do Facebook ads, generate an ROI for a company and get paid $2,000 per month, have 3-4 clients. These are better opportunities to get to 10K a month. But if you wanted to get to 100K net worth or a $1 million net worth, I wouldn't say sales. I wouldn't say B2B service delivery. I think trading is the best vehicle for that. But you have to know where you are at. What is your stage? So I've already spoken about how to get to 10K a month pre-trading. Let's say you don't have a stable job, you don't have a stable degree, and you can't, get a high-paying income. These would be the methods I did. So watch that video. It's about 40 minutes long, and I explain in there at length that topic. Now, the mistake of a trader is thinking trading is a high-income skill, which it is, but it's not the first high-income skill you should have. For example, if you start out and you are you're working a job, let's say you're working 2 jobs, you're paycheck to paycheck, you don't have too much savings, you have 3 kids, trading is not for you. I hate to tell you, but trading is not for you right now. You need to have a better setup to be a trader. Now, let's say you're someone that has 10K in the bank account, you work a 9 to 5, after 5 o'clock you can switch off, you have a stable salary, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have debt, you're a bachelor. Trading is for you. It's much more easier. So it's knowing about the setup you're in and the vehicle you are taking. So let's talk about a trajectory of building an empire. Now, empire means a lot of things to a lot of people, but let's say the end goal is freedom and financial freedom, time freedom, and geographical freedom. That's what I would say constitutes a potential empire. To go from 0 to 10K a month would not be trading. To go to 100K to $1 million net worth, it would be trading. To go from $1 million net worth to $10 million net worth, it would not be trading. Okay, now you need to know what is the next step. For example, trading can get you there, but it's a lot harder. It's marginal gains. What would be much more fruitful for you to go from 1 million to 10 million is yourself, having a business, because there is no growth in anything apart from something like equity, scaling a business, leveraging other people's and going, building an empire like that. That is a lot easier to go from 1 million to $10 million. And I've seen so many people do it. I've done it many times in multiple businesses. I have many friends in Dubai who are floating between $1 to $5 million a year. I'm not talking 1 or 2, I'm talking like 15, 20 friends. Business is the best way to get to that level. Which is another topic. If you want me to speak on it, I can, but that's a later vehicle. But to start a business and get it to that scale, you need a lot of skill and you need capital and you need to take risk of hiring. And it's a whole world. Just like you have to learn how to trade, you have to learn how to do business. It's not a wing it and figure it out. It's a skill set. And it comes with a lot of business. They say is like getting kicked in the nuts, where day to day you're getting kicked in the balls every single day, problem to problem, keep getting kicked with the occasional win, the occasional slither of hope, followed by a swift kick in the nuts again. Alex Hormozi said that, and it makes so much sense. And then after that, let's say you get to $5 to $10 million. To go from $10 million to 50 and beyond, $100 million, it's no longer business. It's no longer having a traditional cash flow business, because that will reach a cap. You can only scale a sales team so large. You can only scale a single product or a single service so large before you will have diminishing returns. And then after that, it becomes something like building a software, building something for a cash exit. Then it becomes a different play. So having a business for cash flow, having a business for a cash exit, 2 different things. And one thing you're going for optimizing profit and cash flow, and the other thing you're optimizing for valuation. Valuation means multiplier and revenue, even if you're not making a profit, because it's about customer acquisition or whatever you're selling it to. They might value your database, they might value your churn, whatever it may be, but you go for the valuation. And I have a couple of friends in my circle who are doing that route right now. They're ahead of me in their journey. So right now, if you're a beginner, we have to realize trading is not the vehicle for you if you're trying to make your first 10K a month. Trading is not for you if you're trying to make 10 million. It's that point from 100K to 1 million. But it can be a journey if you've chosen, this is my first steps in my career. I want it to be my job and my, let's say you're a student, you have a stable job, let's say, one of those 2, and then you want to have a side hustle. I'm not sure if trading is your best bet, but a lot of you are in that position. You're balancing multiple things at once and you want to make trading work out. You spent a couple of years. So I'm going to give you some harsh truths and I'm going to tell you exactly how it should be, because if you had already the results you want, you wouldn't be watching this video. And if you're going to keep doing what you've been doing for the last few years and continue to do it with good intentions, and I get it because everybody is trying to do the right thing, they just don't have that roadmap in front of them. So I'm here to break that down and kind of help you out on what you should be aiming for. So the reality is, who is trading for? So we've talked about the vehicle from where you want to go, but who is it for? That is also important to recognize, because trading a couple decades ago, who was it accessible to? You didn't really have brokers. You had to call your dealing desk. You had to be a high net worth individual, and usually you weren't even trading yourself. You would have a financial advisor. You would be part of a fund. You would invest in a fund, or you would have a family office, and it was accessible to super high net worth individuals as part of a diversified portfolio, tasked with capital given to specialists, where they would charge you a 2 plus 20, let's say, commission, management fee plus percentage of performance. That was the traditional route, probably not too leveraged. Then, as time went on, brokers came around. Once you had brokers, then it could be access to more retail traders, but that would be high net worth individuals, because you had to deposit 50K to 100K at a minimum for it to be worth your time, to beat the market, make 7, 8, 9, 10% annually with decent leverage from a broker. You had to deposit a significant amount for it to be worth your time. Those people that were flipping accounts, 1K to 100K and all of that stuff, that's not professional. That's not how trading is. That's social media. That's people trying to sell you a dream. And the dichotomy becomes when you have something that has infinitely low barrier to entry. Look at the barrier entry to be a dentist like I am. I had to go through 6 years of university, but before that I had to get top grades at A-level, top grades at GCSE. Then when I finally done GCSE, got A stars at everything. A-level, got A grades at everything. Then I have to go through 6 years of university, and then I only had 3 years of theory and practicals before I could even touch a patient. Then eventually I go through and I graduate. Then I have to go through continued training and then working as a dentist. The entry to barrier to make that $15, $20K a month as a dentist is huge. Time, skill, years, investment in university. It's not an easy journey. It's a very high barrier to entry. What is your barrier to entry to be a trader? Sign up to MT4 for free. Sign up to a broker for free within minutes. Deposit $100, which we all have. And watch 2 YouTube videos and baby pips and you're a trader. Ridiculous. Infinitely low barrier to entry. Infinitely high upside, where you can say, I can make $100,000 a year, $500, $1 million a year. You see all these people on Instagram selling the lifestyle, selling the dream, doing the signals and the broker links and all of that crap. We are all lured in with thinking this is easy to get started. This should be easy to do because I have mentors online that are showing the life, and I have unlimited upside. That complete polar opposite of low barrier to entry, high upside. That complete split I don't think it's in any other industry on the world. So when you have something like that, now what does it do? It invites the most newbie, rookie investor, when reality is to beat the market is extremely complicated. You are up against funds who are investing billions of dollars a year. They have the best teams, they have the best talent, they have access to the best graduates, they're investing billions of dollars in tech, software, AI. And we think at 17-year-olds in our bedrooms with a signal provider, we are going to beat the market. Yeah, sounds foolish. Trading is not meant for beginners. Trading is not meant for rookies. Trading is not meant to be a side hustle. Trading is not for your first money. As a trader, you are an investor. You have to have money to make money. If you are investing in the markets, it implies you should have at least $100,000 to your name to invest. But now, because of the industry, prop firms and also brokers, and that entry barrier becoming lower and lower, now with like $100 you can buy a prop firm challenge, and you have access to capital. You could be anyone on earth and become a trader. Watch baby pips, watch a couple of YouTube videos, buy a crappy course, and now you're a trader. That's issue number one. So the reality is, if you're coming into this industry and you don't have at least 10K to your name, I wouldn't do it. Okay, I wouldn't do it. Go make some money, get off the poverty line, go get a job, go save some money. If it takes you a couple of months or a couple of years, take the time. Hey, ladies and gents, my bad. This is an important one. I know you guys have seen my videos in the fancy studio, but I also like doing these videos where I just film from my iPhone and candid and chill. The problem is I do it by myself in my living room with my phone, and I'm not always the best with tech. I messed up. The camera stopped recording from here. I still have the audio. So if you're enjoying the video so far and you want me to continue making these kind of videos, watch through to the end. Please. I know I messed up and it's not as fun now. It's not as engaging because you can't see me. Go to the gym or wherever you are, if you're driving, commuting, whatever you're doing, keep the audio on and listen to the rest. Is super important. And I like to talk on these deep topics. They're not for everyone. Not everyone can relate. But I do think they're important. Make me a promise you're going to watch the rest because it'll be worth it. Why are you trying to jump in to be a trader just because it looks easy? Get some stability in your life. If you're from paycheck to paycheck, save up, take your time, be financially responsible, save up, Try and get a side hustle that is a bit more concrete and a bit more guaranteed. For example, sales where the learning curve is not as long. To land a commission of $2,000-$3,000 a month is not that hard. And you can actually have cash in the bank as opposed to trading. I've come across traders who've been trading for 10 years and haven't made a penny, but they've invested thousands in prop firm challenges and courses. Come back when you have a little bit of money to your name. Now, the reason I say that is not because I don't want to be relatable or because I want to put you off. It's because I want to set you on the right trajectory. What I mean by that is, if you are trading from a place of desperation, which most people are, because you feel like you have financial burden, you have debts, you have kids, you're paycheck to paycheck, you're struggling, I get it. It's most of you watching this. And therefore you look for trading as it's this opportunity where I can make a lot of money and eventually replace my job. And there is a roadmap to that. You can do it, but it's not as easy as you think. And what I say to people is, you need to be trading from a place of confidence and doing the journey correctly. So if I'm to give you the ideal roadmap, will you follow it? Probably not. But let me give you the ideal roadmap. If you have 10K to your name and a stable income, that you're not on the poverty line, you're not struggling to pay your bills. If not, go fix that first. Trading is not your solution. Once you have got financial relief, financial stability, and you have about 10K to your name, I'll explain why you need 10K in the bank. It's because you need to break up your journey from this whole learning and earning stuff. Forget about it. Why are you trying to learn and earn at the same time? I wasn't doing 6 years of university and trying to learn and earn as a dentist. No. First you learn and then you earn. The industry has confused people into thinking you can do both. There is a season to learn, there is a season to practice, there is a season to stress test, journal, look at your data, and then there's a season to earn. Years timeline. Stop trying to do it at the beginning. So when you're in your season of learning, do it correctly. And I'm going to explain some things that might seem super unrelatable and you might think I'm so pretentious and posh, but hear me out. I don't come from a rich family, okay? I'm fairly normal. I'm middle class. I just worked hard and had good opportunities from my life. I was born in the West. My father gave a lot to us in our education. He gave me a lot of relief in my life where I didn't have to struggle. So I know my privileges, I know my advantages, but I don't want to polarize you and think I'm not like you, because I have a very similar journey to a lot of you, which I've explained in previous videos if you want to understand a bit more about my background. But look, if you want to really make this work out and you're in your learning season, what is your approach? Your approach should be, I'm here to just learn and I should be free from outcome. Meaning I can invest in this process correctly. So I have to know that this is going to take me at least 6 months to 2 years at a minimum to learn and have no profit coming in and be okay with that. So therefore you need to have your life set up where you can still pay your bills, and you need to be aware that you should have a cash buffer if something goes wrong, and then that 10K you have should be ready to deploy correctly. So I'm going to split that cash buffer of 10K. Aside from your bills and everything you should have as a stable income, you need to buy back your time, which I'll talk about in a second, because you need mental clarity, time, in terms of time of the day, to actually start to learn, and then this money to deploy. The money to deploy has a purpose. I would say you should have 5K saved up for prop firm challenges. I'll explain why 5K, and I'll explain why you need prop firm challenges and such a big budget. And then you need 5K for your education. Now, you're not going to like that. You're going to think, why do I need to spend 5K on education? Well, what can I tell you? If you had the results you want, you wouldn't be watching YouTube videos. You wouldn't try to be looking on Telegrams for leaks. You wouldn't be trying to do all the crap you are. If you're trying to make this work, you don't need 10 courses. In fact, I don't really believe in courses. I'll explain what I believe in. But you need education. And look, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on mentorships, masterminds, courses, not just in trading, in life, in general, in business, in so many things. Why are we trying to shortcut it and do it for free? Or do it for $100? But you will spend thousands of dollars on prop firms. Make it make sense. First you learn, and what people don't realize, people know tangible. They know what they can feel and see. I know what I can feel and see if I'm paying $1,000 for a course. I know what's leaving my bank account. And the thing I'm going to receive is not as tangible. I can't feel it as well. Knowledge, it takes time, to apply the knowledge, it takes time. Like, you don't feel it right away. But buying a prop firm challenge is more satisfying. But what you have to realize is, and it's so important to learn this, if you've watched my podcast, Titans of Tomorrow, I've had so many guests, almost all of them have said, I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in mentorships. William Brown, for example, he did $20 million in revenue in his business. He spent about $300,000 in courses. A good friend of mine, Gabriel, he's doing $100,000 a month. He spent a Lambo on courses, masterminds. And the idea being is, if you have a problem, you don't know how to solve it, why not pay the best in the world to solve it? Why are you trying to figure it out? Because somebody has spent 10 years mastering that problem, going through all of the hurdles that you'll go through, and they'll speed it up all for you and hold your hand along the way. Why are you trying to figure it out yourself? Especially when you're trying to beat the market. If I wanted to know how to scale a sales team, I could watch 100 YouTube videos, buy 20 courses, and try and piece things together. Or I could just pay the best guy in the world. It might cost me 50K, but I'll get the best guidance. He'll come in and do everything for me. And believe me, I've done masterminds like this. I've done for you services like this, business consulting. I've done all of this. You should be okay with spending on your education, because what else are you going to spend on? We all spend money on stupid stuff. At least spend a good amount of money on your education. Obviously, don't spend it on crappy people that are, they're flashing on Instagram, they're posting Lambos, they just started trading yesterday. And, find serious people. And to find serious people, there should be a qualification process. So if I'm looking for a good mentor, I need to know, is he living the life I want to live? Through what you want to learn from him. Can he show competence? Can he show mastery? Has he been doing this for a significant amount of time? Does he not just talk the talk, can he walk the walk? So when it comes to myself, I don't want to even take this tangent, but the reason you should be listening to me is because I'm probably living a life you might want to live. I have multi-7-figure net worth. I've been trading for over 7 years. I'm full-time trading. I'm living in Dubai. I have a 7-figure crypto portfolio. I have a multi-7-figure watch collection. I've achieved a lot, and I've achieved a lot in my trading career. And you might be thinking, oh, well, this, that, and the other. Let me talk about my trading career. And not to go on a whole tangent, because I've done this before. I've shown a track record. I've shown multiple I've shown my level of competence. Excuse me, guys. I've shown my level of competence beyond the average trader, beyond even the best traders you might come across. If you just watch some of my case studies, you'll know I've put in the time. I don't think I've seen anyone as fluid on the M1 time frame as me. I don't think I've seen anyone. Okay, let's talk about the last 8 weeks. For the last 8 weeks on Twitter, I gave every single one of my trades live ahead of time, wins and losses. People will call me out. Tens of thousands of people are watching me. You can see the views. If I posted a trade and it was a loss and I deleted it, trust me, people would have commented. Not a single person could come forward and say I deleted a tweet. Not a single person. I've given every single trade ahead of time. Entry and stop loss, you can see it all. It's all tracked. Just scroll my feed. 8 weeks I gave signals. I've given about 32 trades, including wins, including losses, including break-evens. Publicly, I took about 3 losses. A lot of break-evens, a lot of wins. But I've publicly given when to take partials, when you should be looking to break even. I gave the whole journey ahead of time, and as of today, 41% return I've given publicly. Tell me who's done that. We can Photoshop, we can do MetaTrader, we can manipulate brokers. There's all these things people can do. You can't manipulate calling the market live ahead of time consistently over time. Anyone can call a random signal and it just happened to play. But who can show a level of mastery where you do it over time, showing 40% return, using risk management, using conservative profit-taking systems? And what you'll notice is all of my trades are the same. I'm not taking random positions, someday a hedge, sometimes counter trend, pro trend, trying to do swing and intrasession. No, you'll see I follow a daily cycle variant. I have fixed entry models. I have intrasession optimized for the inducement of the day. That's my entries. I have profit-taking systems that are systematized for data. You should be able to see the good from the bad just by the ability of what they are showing, the type of trade they are taking. If somebody's showing a 500 pip trade on gold, and they hold it, or let's say EU, they took a 500 pip trade, they're holding it for days and days and weeks, but then the next day they took a scalp, what does that tell you about them? If one day they're entering based on this and the other day they're entering off that level of discretion and subjectivity, is that a professional trader? No, a professional trader has everything optimized for data. A professional trader has models, has trade models that they know the data for. Each one of my trade models, I know the win rate of. And I know when to deploy my A+ setups and my B+ setups. I know how I want to keep my win rate fixed. I know where my trade frequency should be. I know where my win rate should be. I know where my risk reward should be, and not the risk reward of my setup, the risk reward of how I take partials. I can hold a trade to 1 to 20 full volume, but my data tells me take a partial at 1 to 3 and a full volume at 1 to 10. Optimize for data. 99% of traders are not even taking trading to that level, and that's not me speaking about everything else that I do. Anyway, that was a tangent. But I get almost angry and very passionate about this, because we get roped into the industry. We're all good people. We're all trying to make something good out of it. And then we get lost in the crap of the industry. And that's why I get angry. So excuse my little tangent there. But yeah, if you have someone that you're looking to learn from, put him through a qualification process. Ask him, what have you done? What is your trading like? Forget showing me an MT4 with profit. Forget showing me your Lambo and whatever. Show me your trading. Show me how you analyze. Show me what level of trader you are. If somebody doesn't have a discretionary model, a predefined system, and their case studies are all over the place, no consistency, no regular model type, I'm guaranteeing you their P&L is random. They're not profitable. I can see just by watching someone's trades that they post on Instagram if they're profitable or not. Just by seeing what they justify as a valid entry. Get to that level and then you'll be able to find good mentors. It's not that hard to do. When you have good mentors and somebody that can guide you, you might have to pay them a lot, but I'd rather pay one guy a lot than try and figure it out and spend 5 years and make mistakes and blow money and spend money on prop challenges, rather than pay one guy, spend 6 months with him, speak to him on a weekly basis and learn from him and actually see not just information. I hate courses. Why are you paying for courses? Just a video program with some cherry-picked examples. What a waste of time. Don't do that. Find someone that can hold your hand and check in with you multiple times a week and show you day to day every single one of their trades. And then if you're taking a trade and you don't understand why you took a loss, question him. You taught me this, I took a loss, explain it. We don't even have access to people like that. You need someone that can be with you over time, that looks at your equity curve and says, these are your issues. Looks at your wins and says, these are not good wins. Don't take trades like that. Looking at your losses and saying, that was okay, that was a good loss. Who's going to come in and do that for you? If you're not doing that, you're wasting your years. If you don't have someone you just buy a course, watch some videos and think that's going to solve everything. It's not. How many courses have you bought? How many courses have I bought? It didn't make a difference. Paying high-level people a high amount of money to solve your problems is the best way. I say that because I've done it so many times. I can pay 10 people less and maybe get a fraction of the knowledge, waste time and still spend the same amount, or just pay one good guy, one high lump sum, have real access to him and get the job done. That makes way more sense to me. Mentors aside, because I am going on a tangent. But that's the most important thing. No one inherently knows how to trade. It's not a natural talent, it's not a natural calling, it's not a natural gift, it's not something that's intuitive. You have the skill or you don't have the skill, that's all. And now you can spend 10 years trying to figure it out and do it yourself and go through the trials and tribulations and the sacrifices and the dedication that it requires, which you can do, and that's free. Well, not free because the opportunity cost of not earning the money you could earn faster and the cost of blowing challenges and all of that. Or you could just pay someone, probably pay 2 or 3 people max, get good knowledge and then forget courses. Next, what you need to do is learn how to implement what you know. Nobody can do the reps for you. Nobody can take the trades for you. You need market experience and market IQ. If you're watching this video and you've bought at least 2-3 courses, no more courses for you. You don't need them. You need market experience and market IQ. To get market experience and market IQ, just watch Euro USD price action every single day for 2 years. Don't miss a London session, don't miss a New York session. Watch it every day. I haven't missed a London session or New York session on the M1 time frame for about 3 years on Euro USD and GBP USD. In fact, I've probably posted 3 years worth of price action on my stories on Instagram and also on my Twitter now more recently. You know I haven't missed it. I don't need more courses. I learn from doing. I apply, make mistakes, refine, see the nuances, learn how to apply from the day-to-day fluctuation, the day-to-day nuance. Learn how to apply it correctly. Then look at your data and find the answers. That's what you need. You've probably done enough courses by now. You don't need any more. You need someone to hold your hand and you need to learn how to build your own market IQ and your own experience. Okay. Now we talked about vehicle. We talked about how to take Forex seriously. And we talked about allocate a 5K budget to mentors. Take your time to save it. Don't rush. If it takes you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it makes sense to spend time to build a cash buffer, doing something more stable, not trading. When you have a cash buffer, give yourself 1 year where you're not going to earn anything, you're just going to learn, and then pay good people, quality people, qualified people, and learn from them, spend a little bit more, and then once you've learn how to then build your own market experience and market IQ. That slow journey, which might take you 2-3 years, is the fast way, because slow is smooth and smooth is fast. jumping from one place to another and spending money on challenges and courses and $100 a month subscription here and blah. No, you're going to waste years. You're going to waste years. Slow is fast. Take the slower route, even if it's indirect, even if it doesn't make sense. Now we've spoken about the vehicle, where you're at in your career. We've spoken about which vehicle you should be taking. And then if you want to be a trader, how to do the learning part. Now, once you've started to make progress, once you have all of the things that I mentioned, predefined edge, tested data for all your models, everything should be modeled out from trade setups to entry models, everything should be modeled out. Then you've built your market experience, you've built your market IQ. That's taking you at least a year. That's when you go to prop firms. And that 5K budget you had for prop firms, you apply a roadmap to how to take prop firms. I won't speak about it today. I'll do a whole video on how to navigate prop firms in the best way. But what is this thing of like buying one prop firm challenge, doing 0.2% risk and trying to slowly build an equity curve? I get it where it comes from. You want to be a consistently profitable trader, so therefore you want to be a consistently profitable prop firm challenge taker. That's not what you need. You have 5K to play with. If you have an edge and you've stress tested it and you've seen your data, you should have a route to make the most of prop firm challenges. Because what I always tell people underestimate how difficult it is. People underestimate how difficult it is to be a full-time, consistently profitable trader. People think it's easy. They think it's easier than it is. It's very hard to be consistently profitable for years on end. And if you go through a losing period, how to build yourself back up and then come back to break even and then continue to be profitable. If you go through a losing period on a prop firm, throw away that account, spend another $300 and buy another one. That is a lot easier than coming back from drawdown and actually growing an equity curve over time with large capital. It's very hard to do that. And people think it's easy, it's not hard. That's the harder part. People underestimate that. But what people overestimate is how to make 50K from trading. They think it's very hard. It's not. Making 50K from trading is a lot easier than you think. Making a living out of trading is a lot harder than you think. Let me speak about that. If I had 10K to just throw out prop firm challenges, and I bought, let's say, 20 accounts, 30 accounts, I don't know. And I know that I just needed to have 2 or 3 accounts and have, let's say, 400K under management, in challenges, in funded accounts. But I have 30 accounts I can pay for. I just follow reasonable risk management, risk 1% a trade, and I can pass a prop firm challenge in 1, 2, or 3 wins. So then I go a bit more aggressive in the challenges. And if I go through a losing period, throw away that account. I wasted $200. I have 10K budget. And you go through losses, and eventually you will pass an account. You'll pass a second account, then losses. Eventually you'll have 400K under management. How hard is it for you on 400K to make 5% return? In a year. You'll probably do it in a couple months, but in a year. Make it 5%. Making 5% on a 400K account is all you need to pay back for all of your challenges, all of your education, and still have a bit of, have 10K to your name. That is so achievable. And you don't need to be a profitable trader, actually. You don't need to be a consistently profitable trader. You just need to know how to play the system and have a roadmap. That roadmap is having 2 good setups. Having A+ setups that appear once a week, that are decently risk to reward, 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. That's not asking for the world. And having a 50% win rate, that's not asking for the world. And having good risk management, good psychology, and good profit-taking systems. If you can just do that, you can pass a prop firm challenge. You can have, if you have a decent budget, you can get 500K, $1 million in assets under management from funded accounts, and you can pull 5%. And even if you blow a couple of accounts, even if you fail a couple of challenges, you can afford it. And then when you do get that, eventually a payout, which will come, you pay for all of the time you spent learning, and you pay yourself for 1 year of education, and you put some money in your pocket. And once you've gone through that process, then we talk about the end of the roadmap, which is, okay, how do I get consistently profitable? And that's a journey. But if you're at the beginning of your journey right now, and you shouldn't even be a trader, but let's say you take that journey, at least have cash stability, a bit of savings, so you can take this route. Because what is the point of going from mentorship to mentorship, course to course, videos to videos, prop firm challenge, blow it again and again and again and again, whilst you're still trying to learn and you're trying to make a bit of money on the side as a side hustle, where you don't even have mental clarity or you don't even have hours in the day. I did come to that thing that I wanted to say of, why are you doing $10 tasks if you want to have $1 million business? So let me break it down for you.